this is part 2 of a little mini video series that I've made about co-sleeping / bed sharing. So if you haven't watched part 1, if you want to, go ahead and watch that. It goes into the different studies about co-sleeping, if it's safe or not. It's kind of like a gray area. I also share my own experience with co-sleeping. That video can help you get a deeper understanding of the recommendations that I'm going to give in this video, which is how to make sure that if you choose to co-sleep, that you're doing it in the safest way possible. So first things first, if you try, if you go through all these recommendations and you just feel like, I just feel off, then I would recommend trying a bedside sleeper, a bassinet, a crib in your room. In my last video, or no, maybe the video I make about SIDS, which I think is on this site right now, I go into how the American Academy of Pediatrics actually recommends that babies 12 months and younger sleep in their parents' room. That doesn't necessarily mean that they're telling you to co-sleep, but they mean having the bassinet or the crib in the parents' room because it helps the baby arouse easier. And then the parents are more attuned with the baby to make sure that the baby is all good. So again, if you don't feel comfortable co-sleeping, a bassinet, a bedside sleeper could be a great option. Okay, but if your instincts are screaming at you to try co-sleeping, if it seems like the most natural thing in the world for your unique situation, then go ahead and make sure you do the following before you try it. So first and foremost, confirm that there are not any obvious risks. So the American Academy of Pediatrics, they do not recommend co-sleeping if you or your partner have been drinking, if you have been smoking, or you've even been around cigarette smoke, if you've taken any kind of drugs, even if they're prescription drugs, like anything that could make you drowsy. If you or your partner just in general are heavy sleepers, then it's not recommended that you co-sleep. And in addition, a baby 12 months or younger should not sleep in a bed with anybody but their parents. So for example, if your 5-year-old always comes into your bed at 3 a.m, it's probably not a good idea to co-sleep with the baby. Okay, another really important thing is creating a safe bed. So you want to make sure that you have a firm mattress, nothing that has like a cushy topper on it. You want to get rid of any non-essential bedding. So for example, get rid of all the pillows, but the one that you put under your head. You can get rid of your top sheet. Make sure that, with the blanket you use, you can tuck it under your hips to make sure it doesn't bunch up around baby's face. When I co-slept, when it was colder, I would wear like a sweater to bed, so I wasn't cold on the top and I could keep the blankets tucked around my hips. What else? You also want to consider baby's health. So babies that are born premature, that are underweight, that have any kind of respiratory or viral infection, they have a higher risk of SIDS. So it might not be a great idea for you to co-sleep with a baby that has tenuous health. If you're not sure if, whatever your baby's dealing with would put them at higher risk for SIDS, go ahead and ask their pediatrician. They can help you get a real solid understanding of baby's current health status. And then evaluating how the co-sleeping trial went. So, after you make sure that you have a really safe environment and you try co-sleeping, ask yourself the next day, how did that feel? How did I sleep? How did the baby sleep? How did my partner sleep? Did I feel nervous the entire night? Did it feel like the most natural, safe thing in the world? Really check in with yourself to see how it felt. For some people, it's going to be amazing, life-changing. For others, it'll feel like, it just doesn't feel right to me. Trust your instincts. All right, and then continually reassess. So I mentioned before something like respiratory illness that could put the baby at a higher risk for SIDS. So if they have a respiratory illness, you might want to opt to put them in a bedside sleeper until they're healed. If you or your partner had some drinks one night, if you smoked, I've said all this earlier. If you took a medication that made you drowsy, anything at all that could make the co-sleeping situation that particular night unsafe, have another option. Again, have that crib, the bedside sleeper that you could put baby in for that night to make sure that you're being as safe as possible. That's about it. If you have, other suggestions that I didn't mention that you found really helpful in your journey with co-sleeping / bed sharing, please let me know in the comments below. I also have a really long list of resources of peer-reviewed journals that I used to create this video and the last one. If you're interested in that literature, just leave a comment below and I'll send that all to you so you could do further research to make sure you make a really informed decision that feels good for you and your family.